Class C chimney. The construction was supervised locally by a Scottish engineer, Adam Clark, who is actually not related to the previously mentioned William. The chain bridge is a larger but similar version compared to Tierney Clark's earlier work, the Marble Bridge in England, and the chain bridge was designed in section from in the UK and shipped to Hungary for final construction. Before the chain bridge was built, the only way to go from Buda to Pest was via a pontoon bridge. This option wasn't ideal, especially during the winter, because when it started freezing, the pontoon bridge became inoperative. But if it would freeze enough, which happened quite often, that was another solution: to cross to the other side of the city. People could walk on the ice from one side to another, which have no tongues. The legend is not true, of course, the tongues are just not visible. And as we are getting closer to the chain bridge, if you look to the right, you can see the closer the Gresham Palace, and after we have crossed the bridge, you can have a better... In front of us, on the right side, you can see the beautiful building. This is the Hungarian Parliament building. As we are shots. Fairs were held in the square for a long time, and nowadays it's a busy transport hub. In the 1870s, they founded the present-day country in 986. The original walls were built in the 16th century, so you can see the end of the Matthias Church right there on your right. The Matthias Church is a Roman Catholic church which was originally the Coronation Church of Buda. It's located in the Holy Trinity Square at the heart of, right next to the Fisherman's Bastion at the heart of Buda. The castle are lit up. As well as visiting the palace, I highly recommend you to get lost in the castle hill's narrow streets and alleyways. The castle and its gardens have been decorated with works of art since their foundation in the 14th century. Only written sources speak about the most important works. However, detailed and pictorial information exists about the 19th century artistic decoration of the palace, which was created mainly by the most important Hungarian artist of the era. Right next to us on the right side, there is the castle garden, which is also part of the castle complex. The castle garden actually got renovated a few years ago, and now it's one of the most beautiful parts of the castle. So if you have the stamina and the time, I highly recommend you to approach the Buda Castle from the castle garden for the best experience and exploring. And now, a little bit information about the thermal baths of Budapest. In Budapest, the top three famous thermal baths are the Budas thermal baths, the Hotel Gellért thermal baths, and the Széchenyi bath. On the right side, the yellow building complex is the Rudas thermal baths, a little bit in front of us. The specialty of the Rudas thermal bath is that it has a panoramic jacuzzi where we can have a look at Pest and the river. The Széchenyi thermal bath is located in the city park nearby the Heroes Square, and the Hotel Gellért thermal bath is right next to the Liberty Bridge, which is in front of us, so I will tell you more information about it later. So the famous Hotel Gellért and the Gellért bus can be found in the Gellért Square at the other foot of the Gellért Hill, right next to the previously mentioned figure. The Gellért Hill cave is also located on the hill, facing the hotel and the Danube. And if you haven't noticed yet, I will draw your attention to that. At the top of the Gellért Hill, the citadella can be found, which is a U-shaped fortress built after the 1848-49 Hungarian uprising against the ruling Habsburgs. And I will also tell you more about the Statue of Liberty next to the citadel on our way back, when we can have a better look at it. And now you can have a better look at the Hotel Gellért and the bath complex. Budapest has outstanding public transport. We have 4 metro lines, 5 suburban railway lines, 36 trams, more than 200 buses, and 15 trolley lines. And onto the right-hand side, there is one of the city's newest sites, the Bálna. The Bálna end of the city center. The two ends of the bridge are 2 main squares. Onto the left, there is the previously mentioned Gellért Square, and onto the right, there is the Freedom Square. And now, more information about the Freedom Square. The big brownish building on the right is the Budapest Communist University, which is one of the most leading economical universities in Hungary. And I'm mentioning this because behind the Communist University there is the Great Market Hall. So the quickest way to approach the Great Market Hall is to Liberty Bridge. The Liberty Bridge is actually the shortest bridge in Budapest. Originally, it was built as a part of the Millennium World exhibition at the end of the 19th century. This bridge was the first to be rebuilt after suffering heavy damage in the Second World War. The bridge was originally built between 1894 and 1896 according to the plans of János Fekete-házy. Although in structures it's radically different, you can notice similarities between the Liberty Bridge and the Chain Bridge. The reason behind this is because this form of a bridge was an aesthetically preferable form during the time of their construction. At the top of the foremass of the bridge, you can see the bird statues. These bird statues are the turul. The turul is a mythological bird of prey, mostly depicted as a falcon, and is in Hungarian and in Turkic tradition, and the turul is considered as a national symbol of the Hungarians. The Hungarian language word turul meant one kind of a falcon, and the origin of the word is thought to be most likely Turkic. In the legend of Emese, the turul was a protector spirit of baby János, who was later on become a leader of the Hungarian tribe. Budapest is becoming increasingly popular with tourists. What's more, it has become such a trendy destination that in 2019 it won the European Best Destination Award. There is no coincidence, since the city promises many wonderful sights. No matter if you are on the Buda or the Pest side, all you have to do is step out onto the street, and wherever you look, you will see a little bit of history everywhere. The first Budapest site to be included in the UNESCO World Heritage List was in 1987, and it was the view of the banks of the Danube and the Buda Castle district. The citadel and the Statue of Liberty, also the Buda Castle complex. And on the Pest side, the Parliament, of course, the Andrássy Avenue, the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, the Gresham Palace, and the Pest Vigadó. The bridge's Buda side connection, which is again on the left. The original eclectic bridge was built between 1897 and 1903, and it received significant attention in the engineering periodicals of the time. The bridge had an eye-catching chain suspension with rich ornamentation. And locals also often like to joke about this. And dear ladies and gentlemen,
Elizabeth Bridge.
Dapat pala hindi na tayo nag-boat, dapat pinuntahan na natin.
Yeah. At least nakita pa rin natin. Ang ganda. Wait here daw, di ba? Without reservation. Ang ganda. Ganda.
Pag-umigit na natin. Baka malaglag yung basa dito. Ay, nalaglag. Ikaw, babalik tayo sa biglang niya. Mayroon din yan, no? Page 3.
Page 3. Okay. It's up to you. If you want, dessert.
Ganda naman talaga. Hindi ko makakita na pag-aligod ako eh. Kasi talagang limang binigay. Ang creamy, ano?
Ate kami, picture ako. Doon ako. Pero, yan ang
Dadaan siya sa'yo.
So we are inside the New York cafe here in Budapest.
ganda doon guys sa hagdan.
ito, tignan natin. So we are in the plane. We are going back home to Chicago. Bye bye.
Hi, promise. Remember,
8 hours flight to Chicago from Munich, Germany.